On the 6th day of the Cold War, I saw a video on my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend's moments. In the video, my boyfriend was rolling lettuce and grilling meat for her. The caption from the ex-girlfriend said, "No matter when it is, his first bite will always be for me." Later, my childhood friend returned from abroad and drove me around in a sports car, showing off. My boyfriend exploded in anger. "Have you forgotten that we haven't broken up yet?" I looked at him with a cold smile, sneered, "No way. Dear princesses, summer is here. Throw all the targeted meat to me. After all, 2 pounds is not too little. 20 or 30 is not too many. In other words, princesses, the amount you want to lose, just throw that many pounds in the comments. I've made a wish with my mouth shining. The wish will definitely come true. Princesses, come and give it a try." On our first anniversary, I wanted to celebrate with my boyfriend by eating at Haidilao. I begged for a long time, but he said he had to work overtime. I opened Moments and saw the update from his ex-girlfriend. He was unwilling to accompany me but wanted to be with his ex-girlfriend. I opened the chat box on my phone, wanting to confront him. Seeing the chat history, tears uncontrollably fell on my phone. How many of us, Chen Mo and I, went out to eat together a week ago? I want him to pass me the sauce, but he doesn't even lift his head while holding the phone. My boyfriend feels wronged, but the meal you made is delicious. He finally looks up at me with a look of confusion in his eyes. Even with the delicious taste in October, eating it for a year would get me tired, but not this one. My smile stiffens. And finally, I understand why she refused to sit next to me that day. What he rejects is not the taste, but me. I'm not cold to Chen Mo like this. To be precise, he's giving me the cold shoulder. After we came back from Haidilao that day, I sent a message to Chen Mo, reminding him to pick up the anniversary gift I bought for her. But she didn't reply. He didn't like the photo I posted on Moments, but he skipped mine and liked the one from my friend Jusisi. It pains me. When I clicked into Jusisi's Moments, the posts that were originally visible for only 3 days are now all visible. I feel like a voyeur, flipping through it for 15 years. It turns out that every New Year's, Christmas, birthday, and even Valentine's Day, Chen Mo would always celebrate them with Jusisi. I refreshed my feed and saw the latest post by Jusisi. It was a picture of a watch on the wrist with the caption, "Good looking?" My breath hitched as I immediately recognized the watch. It was the one I'd saved up for a long time, the one Chen Mo liked since childhood. Yet Jusisi was wearing it. Okay, I mentioned a photo and suddenly remembered how I added Jusisi's contact info. A month ago, I asked him what gift I wanted, and I sent him a photo of Jusisi. Jusisi studies abroad and does purchasing. After adding him as a friend, he asked me to buy a gift for a boyfriend, and I replied with several photos he sent. At that time, I asked Chen Mo what kind he wanted, but in the end, it was what Jusisi preferred. I thought at the time that Chen Mo meant that someone who does purchasing would understand better. Now I realize that what he meant was the gifts would end up with Jusisi anyway, so it would be better to choose what she likes from the start. Quite lame. I was about to break up with Chen Mo and even exited the circle of friends, but my thoughts were interrupted by a video call. I hesitated, answered, and saw Gu Yin-zhou, his handsome face appearing on the screen. He raised an eyebrow and asked, "Zhou Shiyue, what expression is that? You seem upset that your older brother has returned to the country." My best friend Gu Yingxi is also studying abroad. Our dads are good friends. We grew up together, but ever since we turned 14, we started to avoid each other. If he gets into a relationship, I definitely keep my distance. Of course, mine are all the same. After being questioned, he flew directly abroad without talking about love. Forget about meeting up, we didn't even interact on social media, so I can't really understand why Jusisi and Chen Mo are so proud. What's his is also mine. Is it really such a big deal to have grown up with someone as childhood sweethearts? It seems like they think they are superior. Nowadays, who still knows friends of over 10 years? I've known Gu Yingzhou since we were wearing shorts. I look listless in front of the camera, just let out a fart. Gu Yingzhou's face is becoming more and more seductive. "It's been so long since I saw you, Xiaoyu and I. You didn't even invite me out for a meal. I'm at least your guardian angel." Returning to the country, I glanced at him sideways. Am I just a guardian angel? Gu Yingzhou smiles carelessly, his golden hair shining through the screen. Isn't this how it's written in my novels? When childhood sweethearts return, the male lead ditches his friends. Am I also seen as a guardian angel? I better not mention that I just got out of bed. Hey, my boyfriend's little lover has indeed returned to his home country, and I should also move on. Let me see if we still don't have a formal friendship ahead. Gu Yingzhou raised his eyebrows slightly on the screen over there. So why don't you come pick me up for a welcome feast? And doesn't Big Brother want his own Cinderella from the novels? Anyway, I am really fed up, so let Gu Yingzhou send me the address. After some thought, I posted on Moments. Family and childhood friends all returning to their home country. Do you have any objections to that? Chen, who replied to my message, immediately liked Joe October's post. Are you out of your mind? I've known CC for over 10 years. He finally returned home after a long absence. Is it okay for me to accompany him? No problem. Well then, I'll go ahead with it. I booked a private room for Gu Yingzhou, but he insisted on a pub, claiming he wanted everything just like in the novels. He even wanted to gather a group of mutual friends for a photo, muttering about it. I was confused at first, then I saw Zhu Cici's latest update. He posted a photo. All of them are mutual friends with Chen Ran. He stood there in his attire. Chen Ran had Chen Ran's coat draped over his arm, an indescribable intimacy. As I looked at the photo, Gu Yingzhou squinted his charming eyes and said, "Yes, you hugged me like this, but I don't have a coat. I'll ask my brother to bring one over now." Gu Yingzhou finished speaking and immediately called his good brother. How should I put it? I suspect Gu Yingzhou spent those years studying abroad reading romance novels. I continued to arrange the welcome banquet for Gu Ying, not paying attention to Gu Ci's circle of friends. Zhu Cici actually contacted me first. "My sister, are you being ignored?" Before I could react, he sent another screenshot of the group chat with Chen Ran. However, he retracted it quickly. "Sorry, you were with him for a year, yet he didn't even add you to the group. You don't hold much status in Ranjie's heart, but you have good taste, which I like." "Sister, it cost me," I sent a voice message. Gu Yingzhou next to me can hear everything clearly. His beloved eyes are glamorous, and Xiling Guang laughs wildly. "Xiaoyu, your boyfriend isn't that great." I touched my nose, being quite handsome, but being handsome doesn't feed you. Gu Yingzhou rubs my hair, his eyes turning gentle. A man still needs to look at character. It's okay. Why does Gu Guizhou have such gentle eyes? Next time talk to someone better. I'm flustered. Don't look, mind your own business. Gu Yingzhou let go of my hair gently and took me to his welcome banquet. Coincidentally, Gu Yingzhou's welcome banquet coincided with Zhu Cici's. Even more surprisingly, they had a mutual friend. I stand at the bar entrance, neither going in nor retreating. Gu Yingzhou went to meet his good brother. His mutual friend likes crowded places anyway. They are all gathered together. As soon as I entered, I saw Chen Ran sitting in the main seat, playing cards with friends, with Zhu Cici sitting beside him. Zhu Cici glanced at his cards and pointed to Gu in front of her. Chen Ran immediately put down his cards, picked up a piece of watermelon, and handed it to him. In the past, when Chen Ran played cards, he never let me touch you. Seeing me, Chen Ran frowned, asking why you're here. Before I could answer, he sounded extremely impatient, saying enough with the ambiguous posts on your social media. Why come all the way here? Even if you were my girlfriend, you shouldn't be clingy. Perhaps. Seems like sister is jealous, Chen Ran. You go and pacify her. Zhu Cici tapped his arm, and Chen Ran coldly said a word. He was already tired of me, planning to break up. How could he come to pacify me? Actually, I didn't want to date, but I can't tolerate this loss. I deliberately sat across from Chen Ran and squeezed out 2 tears. "And Ran, even though I'm your girlfriend now, I know I'm here, I'm incomparable to you. You've known Zhu Cici for over 10 years, right? Among those present, there are people who know me and people who don't. Are you one of mine, right? The people inside, none of them could do such a thing. Of course, girls wink at their boyfriends, but your Chen Ran is just behaving outrageously. Chen Ran, however, always appears to be protecting Zhu Cici. You are self-aware." He left me with a thought and continued to snugly lean against him without any guilt. "So I won't forget to remind my sister that if she wants to be Ryan's girlfriend, she has to pass my test first." I nod, "Then you can continue to be his girlfriend." I heard an impolite remark from a girl behind me, sneered in my heart, and then lifted my head. "In that case, I also have someone to introduce to you guys." As the words fell, Gu Yingzhou with tall stature and long legs walked in. He looked really flamboyant, with bright blonde hair like a character from a comic, towering at almost 190 centimeters, exuding strong charisma. He handed me a cup of milk tea. "Didn't I say to wait for you to come in together?" "No way, I took the milk tea from Gu Yingzhou. He has taken charge of you for me." He was gentle and caring, but as soon as I took a sip...